of May returned to Indianapolis Motor Speedway with Scott Dixon and Will Power taking part in the first on-track test of the new Aeroscreen. But the lack of noise was the first thing Scott Dixon noticed in the day's testing.
It's just very quiet. You can hear I can hear my radio for a change. It's almost like you're in a road car driving around. It's extremely quiet. You hear the engine a lot more. It's kind of weird actually.
Despite that weird feeling, Power is confident that the Aeroscreen is race ready.
You could race this weekend, no problem. You could do that. That wouldn't be an issue. It's just a matter of ducting the air correctly to get the airflow.
The day was unusually warm for an October day in Indiana, with track temperatures in the neighborhood of 120 degrees. But that provided an opportunity to examine the airflow and its ability to cool the driver.
We went through a bunch of configurations for cooling. There's multiple different choices. You know, you had the winglets up top that I think adjusted kind of really how the helmet felt and how the air pushed down on it or back or forward. Between Will and I, actually, we found a pretty good comparison, and I think very similar feeling. And those might be personal things as well, but you know, I think it's spot on. You know, it's good to go.
IndyCar plans to implement the Aeroscreen on street and road courses as well, which could mean racing in the rain. Power explained his concerns for the Aeroscreen in wet weather and how they plan to solve them.
They got a heated screen for the fogging, because I think that's actually worse than the water on the screen. That's something I have to test, but I think if it doesn't fog, it should be not bad.
In the morning session, the drivers combined for approximately 600 miles, mostly consisting of short runs of about 5 laps apiece. But that was more than enough for Power to feel natural behind the new device, and he's glad the day has come to run the Aeroscreen on track.
When you've driven it for a day, you're going to feel naked without it. I can remember a couple of times, in the last 5 years on a super speedway, there's been a big crash. Actually, Scott's was one of them. And I actually went like that with my arm. Not that that's going to stop anything, it's going to kill you. But that's how bad, that's how much stuff you see flying towards your head, and how lucky you really get to get through all that stuff. Anytime you're on a super speedway and there's a big crash, it's just luck, really, to me. It's just a matter of time till someone got caught again.
Power also pointed out that while the driving feels natural, he does need to relearn a few other procedures, like getting in and out of the car.
You think about how many times you get in and out, you get good at it. So, I'd rather have it around my head than worry about if it's a struggle to get out, because maybe someone will be pulling you out.
And the drivers aren't the only ones adjusting to the wrinkles the new Aeroscreen is presenting. Firestone brought 2019 and 2018 Indy 500 tires to gain insight on how the altered aerodynamics could affect tire wear. IndyCar President Jay Fry says that the safety team is also learning how to work with the Aeroscreen.
They're also practicing on, if you had to take the thing completely off, how quickly that could be done. It's very quick at this point. We've got some great tools to do it. Again, at the end of the day, we're really hoping that this creates so you don't have to extract anybody, right? It's there to protect people. So there's, again, like the whole thing that we've went through, there's really no stone that's been left unturned. They'll get better as they go. There's even parts of it that they think it's better than the current car to help extract.
Of course, the elephant in the room for a lot of fans is how the car's aesthetics are affected. Fry says that component wasn't forgotten either, and that regardless of appearance, the Aeroscreen is still a groundbreaker in the racing world.
What's been put on the car is basically the raw piece, so I think once the teams get it, they'll be able to do different things with their liveries and how it'll blend into the car and that type of thing. So visually, I think it'll look a little different when we come back. But I think this is something that will really change the complexion of this sport for a long time to come.
It's a change that's revolutionary enough that even drivers not participating in the tests, such as Connor Daly, Tony Kanaan, and Series champion Joseph Newgarden, all stopped by to see the Aeroscreen in action. It's a change that those drivers and Will Power are happy to see arrive.
I'm so happy that we have it. It's really a huge step in safety, and I think it's the best of both worlds. You've got the halo and you've got a screen, so I think that you'll see other open wheeler categories follow suit.
Reporting from Indianapolis with another Talk Show on Wheels, I'm Aaron Moore.